A tapestry is a form of textile art where the artist intentionally interweaves threads of different colors together for the sake of the overall piece of art. You see, the artist has a vision in mind that he wants to display and chooses this style of art as the best way to capture the heart and feel of his masterpiece. It gives it texture and depth, each thread intentionally woven to the next. Some add shade and others add hues, while yet others highlights. Some threads are long and some threads are short. Some are woven to the top, being exposed and seen, while others woven beneath, hidden while lifting up the other. And at the perfect point, woven to the top to be lifted up by that once on top but now hidden thread, playing its role quietly in the background. None of these threads by themselves display the full scope of the masterpiece, and yet the masterpiece is incomplete without any one of these individual threads. After all, the thread used to highlight isn't a highlight unless woven next to a darker thread, and the darker thread used to give depth through shade is only successful when woven next to a lighter thread. You see, they need each other to be the masterpiece the artist intended. Family, the artist I'm talking about is God. Existence is his canvas, and all of creation displays his handiwork. Yet his masterpiece, now that would be a work of art created to reflect his own image and likeness. And he would place it right in the midst of creation itself. The style he would use to construct this masterpiece, that's what we're talking about. It's a tapestry. And his threads are living, breathing human beings like you, like me. Intentionally woven together to display his image and likeness throughout all of existence. Diverse threads of humanity woven together to give texture and depth to his own self-portrait. So he starts creating this masterpiece, right? Forming Adam and placing within him the DNA of every kind of human being that would ever exist on the face of the earth. Drawing Eve from the DNA intentionally placed within Adam and setting things in motion by saying, be fruitful and multiply. A growing masterpiece at work, and the earth will be filled with the diverse nature of its beauty in due time. Every ethnicity, every gender, fanning out throughout different ages, existing at specific times and in specific places, as members of every position of society and class, all with different personalities and giftings. And with great wisdom, he knows this is the best way to display his image. But the backdrop that this artistry is set in is a scene where there is an all-out war against God himself. A movement to vandalize this masterpiece, displaying the likeness of his image and distort it. Using the brokenness of our own hearts and the wickedness of the society and cultures that we are placed amongst, the enemy advances his diabolical plan to unravel the individual strands of the tapestry. He leverages our pride to bring forth pain, offering power as a trophy to gain. Supplanting lies in the hearts of the individual threads like, you don't need them, or they don't need you. When in all actuality, we deeply need each other as members of the same one body of work, a masterpiece where the uniqueness of each individual thread is intrinsically valued. And so, trusting the great master craftsman who intentionally chose each thread, including its color, its size, its placement, and every other distinguishing character traits for his purpose, for his design, we fight. We fight against anything that devalues the other, anything that seeks to deconstruct the harmonious weaving of these threads in unison, a unity sadly foreign to the cultures of our time. A unity that is impossible to mimic because it is in, through, for, and to to Christ alone. It is His image that we're formed in, the very image of the God we reflect in likeness. So we trust Christ and walk in the narrative of God's masterful design, embracing our reality collectively and personally as a living work of art on mission. We are His tapestry, displaying His beauty together.